It's time for the Big Playback, brought to you by Co-Energy Propane and Abby's Pizza.
Oh, you can't help but smile when you hear that music again. Welcome, everyone, to week one of the Big Playback. It's been a long road to get here with so much uncertainty surrounding sports in the state amid the pandemic, but here we are covering your favorite local teams in what is going to be a condensed football season, but a season nonetheless. And I want you to keep this date in mind, November 8th, 2019. That's the last time any Central Oregon squad took the field, 484 days ago. Let me put that into perspective for you. You could take a road trip through every state in the country about 51 times in that span. Mind blown. And the last team to take the field was the Culver Bulldogs. And guess what? They're also the first team to play a game this season. Head coach Shea Little getting the dog pound ready pregame. And whatever he said worked because Culver was shutting it down on defense the entire game. Even a semi would have struggled getting through the brick wall that they had set up. Here we go again. Anthony Hood laying some wood on the Sandy Am running back. Bulldogs on offense now, and here goes Hood, who you just saw make a play on defense, doing it with his arm here. A play action bootleg pass to Brody, not so little. That's a 6'1", 195-pound senior with some downhill running speed. Hood again, rolling out to his right, finds Little again, does his best A.J. Brown, Mike Evans impression, whatever. You couldn't see it there, but I promise you, he got his way into the end zone. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to pay attention here. Hood is the kicker, of course, because what doesn't he do? But it's the holder for the extra point who ends up taking the ball and running it across the goal line for the two-point conversion. So Logan Macy with the play of the night in Culver. Those were the only points scored on the entire night. They walk away with the win 8-0 in what was their only home game of the season. Traveling south to Sisters, the Outlaws, typically a 4A team playing in a special 3A division this season, taking on the Pleasant Hill Billies tonight. This game got off to a slow start, 3 total fumbles in the first 5 plays, 6 total fumbles in the first half. So, I mean, a defensive struggle, if you will, but that's what happens when you're only allowed a handful of contact practices after being away from the game for 15 months, so I get it. Outlaws just had a tough time capitalizing on turnovers. And here we go, watching the Hillbillies play some good defense. I mean, that's what it was all night, a defensive battle. But here we see something on the offensive side of the ball. Max Smith with an absolute cannon for an arm. I mean, when you have the name Max, that's what you have to do. And here he goes just a couple plays later, going to the other side of the field, throws up a prayer, and his receiver comes down with it. That was the first score of the game. The Outlaws looking to answer. They break out a big play of their own. Griffin Gardner connecting with Riley Sellers, but that was about the biggest offensive play they had all night. Still 7-0. Billy's busting this thing open. God, I want to know what they're feeding Max Smith over there at Pleasant Hill. That was a 45-yard bomb that went up to the moon and came back down to earth for a touchdown. Sisters would eventually score, but it was too little, too late. The Outlaws fall at home 20-6. And finally, let's head back up north one more time. It's the White Buffs of Madras hosting the Malala Indians. Picking this one up in the second quarter. Malala up 14-0, but Buffs, Angel Jimenez barreling his way through the defense, gets a gain of 21 here before being brought down. Buffs still driving, get a pass off here, but Malala's Matt Moeller for the interception and pretty much turns on the afterburners. Off to the races, but number 23 tackled at Madras' 23, able to get him down. Malala, though, able to capitalize on the possession, 21-0, but here it's Madras turning good offense into good defense, if you will. That was a huge play. Things get a little bit testy between the two teams. You love to see it in week one of the season. And then here we go. You thought it was going to be a punt, but instead Johan Poland with the keeper hits the afterburners, jetting downfield. That would turn into a 42-yard almost accidental play, but who cares? Sometimes it's better to be lucky. And now for the just how coach drew it up play of the night. Tristan Simons gets stopped, but then follows that up with an accidental lateral and then eventually gets the first down. Yeah, I talked to Coach after the game. He said that was a part of tonight's playbook, of course. Malala proves, though, to be too much for the White Buffs as they thunder off with the win 21-0. The action isn't over just yet. We've got the final scores to 2 other games played tonight, plus top plays. Don't change that channel. The big playback continues right after this.